Sup, my name is Ray for the TheYugiohCouncil, and this is the next meta where we discuss, well, basically meta-based topics, and today we're talking about do erratas fix broken or banned cards. And in all honesty, the first answer I could say is yes and no. And the reason I say yes and no is a prime example of Chaos Emperor Dragon coming off the OCG ban list. Now, this doesn't affect us, but it can in time. Example, Darkstrike Fighter. Now, Darkstrike Fighter is a good errata because it's not going to end games unless you're at 1400 life points and your opponent brings it out to burn you for that last bit. That in turn is different and a whole different power scale than Chaos Emp. Chaos Emperor Dragon has Eclipse Wyvern. It can be splashed with the Dragon Rulers. It can Phantom Chaos is still a fucking thing, so if you can't even like really main deck this and you can get it in the graveyard, you just stick that bitch in the graveyard, drop Phantom Chaos and fucking boom. You know what I mean? It just, I mean, you could do that with Neuralis as well, but your opponent won't take the burn. I mean, with this, they take burn, so there's a little bit difference. I do like what they did with the errata. That much I'm going to say. I was waiting on doing the discussion topic. I was going to try to get out faster, and then we had the ban list. But honestly, I feel like this is errated. It's pretty damn good. Original, it was pretty damn broke, but it still is. There's a lot that needs to be moved around the OCG list. One thing I want to talk about, and I know many of you are not OCG-based players, is the fact they have Harpy's Feather Duster and why some people did not fully understand that concept. I know we're going a little off topic here. It did not get an errata. I don't believe it fully needed it. Otherwise, then this card cannot be searched out by Harpy-based cards. But the concept behind this, real quick, is basically when they go for the Pendulum Summon, right? That, you know, you have your Pendulums. You play Heavy Storm when you don't want them Pendulums there, so you can basically reset the board on your end and destroy your opponent's back row. So basically now Harpy's Feather Duster destroys your opponent's back row, gets a job done, but you can't destroy your own Pendulums. That's my theory behind the OCG doing that. I just wanted to point that out. So Harpies did not get an errata, but Chaos Emp, Exchange of Spirits, these guys got erratas. If something like Garatsu got an errata, maybe once per dual effect, I don't know. Fiber Jar is the one I really wanted to talk about. Really wanted to talk about how it could come off the ban list, this and Bryonac, and how it errata would ultimately change it into basically, instead of being reset the game every 5 seconds, to, you know, just, oh, you can use this, but it's not nearly as good. Basically, this can just be constantly spammed out. All they need to do is add one line of text that says, only once per duel can this effect be used, and be done. And then Fiber Jar can be taken off the ban list, and I think we could all agree with that. Because if it's a once per duel effect, like Glow Up Bulb, then it's like, okay, reset my graveyard. It's slow as shit, so it's not fully balanced because you're pulling everything back. But this could be a great counter to something like Lightsworn when they're about ready to set up for Dragon Rulers. Just like, nope. And then it just, you know, in that sense, it could come back. I'm not going to be talking super duper long in this video, per se, but I just want to touch upon the erratas. They happen because Konami's not trying to make more money, but they're trying to fix the game and bring stuff back into the game and make the game more interesting. Now, Konami and TCG is a different mindset than the OCG, and we have to respect that because they're a little bit special. And when I say a little bit special, why you know Stratos? Like, Stratos is the one thing that does not need an errata. It's the one thing that could come off the ban list because it just... Heroes, I mentioned this before, they're going to be good, but they're not going to be to the point that they're dominating tables. It's not going to happen. As much as I would love it to fucking happen. This right here was money for Konami. They decided against it. Go fucking figure. They could have put in a structure deck, whatever, go figure. But, again, ban list video is coming up after this, so I'm just going to give this like another minute, and then we're going to just close off the video. But something like Substitute, if I think it's Substitute or Trade Toad, I think it's Substitute. Basically, if you turn into a once per duel effect, it basically just ruins the card to the point where it can't do what it originally does. Now, this also hurts older formats when you want to go back and play like the old Chaos. You can't really play the old Chaos the same way unless you're using the original rulings prior to the errata. And for that to happen, well, that has to be something that both players agree on. For examples, you know, to show that. And if you guys would like, I would actually do that with a few people that I know would be cool with that. you know, prior to erratas and then after erratas, the difference between them, and then basically give like 5 examples in duels showing how that affects the game state. Now, even though Black Wings are back at full power, it's the same thing with Dark Strike Fighter. Without Dark Strike Fighter back at full power, doesn't mean squat. Another thing, Bryonak. I did say this, and I know a lot of people will go, but fucking Mermels. If it was a once per duel effect, or once on that turn effect, or once a turn, it would be more balanced. But because it's unlimited, that's the main reason why. It's the same kind of thing with like Tri-Infect and Virus. Sinister Serpent, they also kind of butchered to hell, which was good. Because Mermels get, Mermels drop, Mermels plus, Mermels get back, Mermels drop, Mermels plus. They would have that like hand recovery that we always talk about in these videos. They have the, you know, the recycling back. And by limiting Sinister Serpent's effect, it was too good. I feel Snatch Steal should have gotten some kind of errata. I don't know, like maybe you can't synchro or exceed with it, just to put that fucking in there, or fusion summon with it, just to put that line in there, so that way it wasn't as dominant as it's pretty much going to be throughout these next 3 months. There's not too much more to really talk about, but that's the basic understanding of errata. Is they change the text to basically make it card balance. And remember, we're on the 20th year. We're hitting the 20th year anniversary for the OCG players. So this is iconic in Yu-Gi-Oh. This is, if you've played Yu-Gi-Oh long enough, this is fucking iconic. So you got to keep that in mind. It's not just a money grab. I am accepting the fact it's a money grab, but at the same time, it's something to get off the ban list, because they did say eventually everything would come off the ban list, and that was when they first induced the ban list. Made the ban list. And we were all like, Chaos Emperor Dragon's never fucking coming back. Well, we got shat on. Enough said. We got shat on. There's a plane going by. We got shatted on. But do you guys think erratas can fix the game to a proper state? Or do you think it's just hopeless to errata a card like Chaos Emperor Dragon? I mean, proof is in the pudding, where erratas do work for something like Dark Strike Fighter, but for something like Chaos Emperor Dragon, they may not. But that can be argued to be other cards instead of Chaos Emperor Dragon, and it's just the whole Dragon Ruler thing all over again. Instead of banning the 20, you want to just ban the 1 and be done. So that way the list isn't as big and you get rid of the threat. Just saying. That's my 2 cents on it, and that's the next meta. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about the errata on Chaos Emperor Dragon. Do you want to see this eventually come to the TCG, or do you want to stay the hell a fuck away? I'm ready for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Till next time, peace.